So, how many of you know about Alex Stein? We've covered them once before on the channel, and they're very... What's the best way to put this? Smiling, obnoxious child in an adult's body is probably the best way I could describe them. But they recently posted something onto Facebook that is a little different. We'll have to take a look here in a second. First, fan art. This one is from Salem, of course, Salem, who did the VKS model. So DALL-E AI is scarily good at doing pixel art. We have 3 image references. These are all from DALL-E's AI. It's better than the usual stuff that comes off of DALL-E, to be fair. And then Salem did put afterwards a disclaimer, I drew none of these, it's all AI, which, fair. As always, thank you for the fan art submissions, even if some of them are scary reminders of what's going on in the future. Let's go ahead and get into the actual content from this point, though. All right. So this is actually from his own Twitter account. Said confronting armed Antifa at Drag Queen Storytime in Denton, Texas. So let's take a listen.
See, this guy keeps on trying to bump me every time I walk by.
You what?
Dude, I'm walking down the street.
I'm standing here. I'm allowed.
Let him go sideways.
Dude, I don't want.
Watch out. All right, Alex, you need to leave.
Okay, so... I mean, I get the guy was standing in your way, but at the same time, that looked a little bit like assault. Just a little bit. Bacon Mutt says, oh no, not this fucking creep. Yeah, this guy. Let's take a look here.
Walk by.
So is it the guy coming out from behind the other dude, or did you shoulder
Bump
him?
me every time I walk by.
That looks like... It's hard to say.
Every time I walk by.
No, that looks like he just sighted him.
You what?
Dude, I'm walking down the street.
I'm standing here. I'm allowed. You what?
Yeah, he's
Dude,
literally
I'm
just
walking
pushing him
down the
away.
I'm standing here. I'm allowed.
Let him go sideways.
Dude, I don't want.
Watch out. All right, Alex, you need to leave.
I'm not leaving, guys. You're trying to get in my way. I'm here on a public street. Get out of my way. Oh.
So instead of walking around like where the cars were parked, where you had plenty of room to, you decided to just move through someone. The first time that I watched it, it looked like somebody stood in his way, and then like he had to move through it, so it was a bit of a both sides type of issue. But the more that I watch the clip, the more it looks more like, no, that's just assault. That's all that is. Said Stein's associated with Fuentes and John Doyle. Oh, I know. He's a piece of work. He was the one who was who found the girl who worked at Vox and got the crowd of people to just pack around her and kept on making fun of her for having a mask on at a public event. Look, I get it. I understand. I don't like wearing the masks either. I'm not a huge fan of them, but if there is an area that requests you to have them, or if you feel more safe while using one, there's nothing wrong with that. That is entirely valid. I recently hung out with a good friend of mine, and it was requested, it was pointed out to me that this friend was immunocompromised. So I said, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and make sure I'm wearing a mask while I'm out with you, just in case I have caught anything. I don't want to accidentally give that to you while we're hanging out. It seems like the most easy, basic shit you can do for another human being. It doesn't take a whole lot of brain power to think about why it could be beneficial, and yet people like Alex try to muscle in on people and make fun of that, and it's dumb. It's dumb. But yeah, that's the video that we've done previously on Alex. Now we're watching him being really, really yikes. But it's going to get a little worse.
Oh my God, guys, I'm so scared. The Antifa, they brought their play guns, their squirt guns. Oh.
Are those squirt guns? Are those actually squirt guns? I'm no expert on guns. I'm no expert at all, but those don't look like squirt guns to me. They don't. I don't know very many companies that will make a squirt gun that looks like that. Now, I do have a Nerf gun that is shaped kind of like this, and I could paint it to be something analogous to this, but no, these don't look like squirt guns to me. Said maybe airsoft, and that's a potentiality. They could be airsoft, but I don't know. Those don't look like orange tips to me.
Oh my God, your arts and crafts time. Did this mess up your arts and crafts time? You guys gonna be able to go home and play with your arts and crafts?
Why is it so tiny?
Look how scary they are. Oh my God, this guy's so scared. I'm so scared. He's got his gun, his big gun. He's a big bad guy.
Isn't it funny how if right-wing people are standing outside of a venue with their weaponry, somebody like Alex Stein would look at them and go, look at these real patriots defending our freedoms. Look at them exercising their Second Amendment rights. But the minute that it is somebody who is seen as being on the left in any way, shape, or form, it's, oh, look at him, look at his little gun. It's strange to me. On the one hand, I completely understand. I think that when people are out and about and they're just wielding weaponry, it's usually the sign of an incredibly small penis. But at the same time, if they're defending an event right now, if they are working basically as security for a drag queen storytime type of deal, then no, this is entirely valid. There have been plenty of instances where right-wingers, Proud Boys, etc., have come in and crashed these events and met them with violence. So, putting up a defense, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I said he's the embodiment of a paper tiger. Yep.
Oh my God, I'm so happy you're protecting these children so they can go get indoctrinated and go in there for transgender story time. You're such a good American.
All right, so first of all, drag queen story time is not transgender story time. There's plenty of drag queens who are just cis men. Being trans and being a drag queen do not have correlation. I mean, there's not a causative link between the two of them. Correlative, sure, but correlation doesn't mean shit. Secondly, indoctrination. Indoctrination into what? Like, what's going to happen to these kids? I'm curious, because, like, I saw drag queens when I was a kid. Only ever, like, a handful of times on TV if they were being mentioned in either a news broadcast or they were part of, like, a movie that I was watching. But I knew that they were a thing, and I knew that they existed. But it didn't suddenly indoctrinate me. And I'm sure being around them wouldn't have indoctrinated me either. Said, Suris, he doesn't care. He's just trying to start shit. Oh, I know. The entire point of this is to try to get a reaction. This is a person that needs the conflict. If the world were stagnant around him, he would be unhappy because he wouldn't have the friction that he requires. Said, let's force him to watch to watch to Wong Fu. So I'm pretty sure I would have went berserk from this bigot who's trying to become a martyr. Then you are the type of person that someone like Alex Stein would try to target. It is probably a very good idea not to be that person. Never be someone else's victim as they are trying to be a victim.
God bless this guy. Look at him. I'm scared.
How dare you?
I mean, these people, these are the real cowards. They're hiding behind their masks. They got their little...
Ignoring the fact that Proud Boys did the exact same thing, like ignoring the fact that there's plenty of right-wing organizations that will use facial protection out and about during an event like this.
Guns. They think they're so tough. We're at a bookstore here in Denton, Texas, where they're trying to do Drag Queen Story Hour. And of course, the typical people here with their masks on, not able to actually stand up for what they believe in because they're all cowards.
Or they are standing up for what they believe in right there, but they are using the language you understand more than anything. Words don't get to someone like Alex Stein, but violence might. As a result, these people are holding up a defense with the threat of violence. Apologies if you've created the scenario where people feel like that's necessary.
Officer, you think it's unusual they have their assault weapons like that out here in front of a place like this? Is that normal? No comment.
Dude, I'm walking down the street. I'm standing here. I'm allowed.
Let him go sideways.
Get out of my...
Of course, he plays it again.
I'm not children. But see, these are the real scaredy cats. They gotta walk around with a gun. They can't handle themselves like a real man.
Isn't it weird? Walking around with a gun is evidence of not being a real man when it's convenient to be evidence of not being a real man. But walking around without a gun is evidence of being a pansy when it's convenient to being called a pansy. I'm beginning to think that what technically counts as being a man, being not a man, Discord and Volt, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm beginning to think that what counts for someone like Alex Stein doesn't matter. All that counts in his mind is what will get the biggest rise out of people, what will cause people to freak out the most. He's not there for legitimate engagement, he's there for the reaction. If you don't give him the reaction, then he's bored. These people are doing the correct thing by not letting him antagonize them.
All right, guys, I just want to announce I'm Primetime 99 Alex Stein, and I love y'all, even though you guys don't love me.
No, you don't. You only love the amount of content you can make from them.
And I know you guys probably love children a little too much, but I'm...
And now he's calling every single one of them a pedophile, which, you know, I feel as though maybe I'm incorrect, but I feel as though there should be some kind of conversation about not doing that. He doesn't know anything about anybody here, and yet the very first thing he's going to say is that they're all pedophiles. But of course, attacking their masculinity didn't start a fight like he wanted, and pushing somebody down forcibly didn't start the fight like he wanted. So now he's going to call all of them pedophiles. All of this is in an effort to start some kind of fight. He is trying to get that to happen.
I'm very empathetic to you guys. I love you guys. Even these guys with the guns, I feel sorry that you guys were probably abused as children, and I really hope you guys get the mental health care that you guys deserve. I love you guys. God bless you all.
I hope you get the mental health care you guys deserve for standing out here and defending an event where, again, right-wing groups have been known to come and become violent at.
I love you guys. I love your rights. I think you guys are great. We need to actually transition more children. We need more drag queen story time for elementary school kids.
One has nothing to do with the other. Jesus Christ. This is so try-hard. This is so unbelievably try-hard. And it hurts to watch. And I feel like it shouldn't. The idea from someone like Alex Stein is that he's trying to be the reasonable one, right? He's trying to pretend that he is the one who has the reasonable position that everybody else should strive to have, and yet it feels more like he's, I don't know the best word for it. He's more of just an asshole. He's a provocateur. Multiple people have the ability to just make content on the internet without this kind of friction. I mean, hell, I know plenty of people who can make good content on the internet without trying to piss everybody off. But he needs to piss everybody off. He needs that reaction from people. It kind of speaks to the inability for you to function as a good content creator. If the only thing you can do is make other people angry, and the only merit you have is in people's reaction to what you're doing. See, the thing about shock jock content is if you stop shocking people, there is no content, and you're left with only the substance of what you have. And in the case of Alex, I don't think there's much there. Once the shock content is gone, there's just a sad, pathetic excuse for a man. And what is a man but a miserable pile of secrets? But enough talk. Have at you. Insert end of video tagline here.